What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Drill. So in today's video, I want to show you guys the Team and Scheme series part 23. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So I hope you guys are having a great day. So in this video, we're going to have the Vikings and we're going to talk about far tight slots. Now, the playbook I'm in is the West Coast playbook. Again, I'm in the West Coast offensive playbook. Now, I personally love far tight slots with the Vikings. I think it's a really great combo for two reasons. Now, the first reason is because the receivers. So the Vikings, of course, you guys know Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. They're a really great combo together in real life, and on Madden, they're a really great combo too. So me personally, I like to actually put Adam Thielen on the outside right here, and I like to put Justin Jefferson in my slot. So it's cool, even though Adam Thielen's on the outside, he's still going to be able to get his slot apprentice. So essentially, you have two slot apprentices right here. So if you were playing Mutt, you could actually have two slot apprentices instead of, needing the apprentice for all of them. You wouldn't need that one. You just need slot apprentice for that one. Now, right here, what I love too, I like putting Dalvin Cook at the running back position, and then I like to take Madison and put him here. Now, I know technically this guy right here is the faster running back, but with Madison, I find he gets a lot better break tackle animations normally. So I like to actually leave Madison right here, and you'll see that in the gameplay. So this is how I like to do it. Like I said, if you want to, you can put old dude him in there. He's like 94 speed, but I like Madison just for the simple fact of animations. That's why. So lastly, you want to make sure you do have Irving Smith Jr. in there. He is like 80 something speed. I think he's 86. He might be. So really make sure you have him in there. So that's how, as far as I like to do as personnel goes. Now, in this video, I really only want to talk about one play, and that's flats. And I want to show you all the different ways that I love to run it. So I'm just going to come on a dollar defense. Now, keep in mind, if somebody comes on a dollar defense versus you, just literally run the ball because they have two great runs. As you guys know, they have the fullback dive, and they also have the halfback dive. Now, when I run this offense with flats, I like to have my two receivers to the wide side of the field. That's just me personally. Now, it isn't mandatory or anything by any means. It's not mandatory. It just really depends, honestly. So one of my favorite setups is take an X, put them on a streak, take a square, put them on a curl route, and then running it just like this. So essentially, you just want to read from square to circle. So notice circle is going to get wide open right there, and that's pretty much a user type of play. So if they're user in one of the hook zones right there, you're going to make that 1-2 read, because a lot of times the user will try to zone drop, and if they are zone dropping in any kind of way, this route right here is going to get wide open if they're zone dropping. Or of course, if they're using this hook zone, then we'll just look at there. If they're using here, what I normally love to do is actually roll out, and then well, normally this is gonna be wide open though, but sometimes it isn't if they're using a safety like this where the hook zone on the safety. But you really just want to make that 1-2 combo right there. Now, another thing you also can do is take X, put them on the streak. You can take square, put them on a hitch instead of that, and you can actually do it this way. So right here, what you're going to be able to realize too is that hitch is going to be able to get open a lot faster than that curl route. So if you want that 1-2 read, literally just take them and put them on a hitch, and then you'll have that 1-2 combo. Now, another setup that I love is taking X, put them on the streak, taking your receiver out here, put them on a crossing route, and what you're going to do is take this crossing route you just made and just motion it across. Now, you're going to need a little bit of time for this play, but what's cool is you actually can hit that backside crosser, which I'll show you in a second. So let's say you use it around just circle, right? So you actually can throw it right across the CPU's face and actually deliver a strike right there. So that you only do that whenever they're rushing like 3 or 4 people. All right, don't try to do that if they're sending 5 at you, because you're not gonna have enough time. You're gonna need a little bit of time in the pocket, and most of the time the user's gonna run with circle. Now, obviously, if the user does not run with circle, we're gonna hit circle because that streak is gonna push back every single zone. But what's cool is that this crosser actually gets open too. So what's actually cool, I'm in cover 4 drop. So what's cool about cover 4 drop is that square can actually almost one play touchdown cover 4 drop if you get the right animation. You can tell right there. So as long as you pass lead that ball up, you're going to be able to get that nice little dot. And this does work in game because I did do this very same thing in game. It's really crazy how it works though in Madden. Now that probably won't work next year if the game's supposed to be how it's supposed to be. You may not be able to pass lead it like that. They may not dumb out like that. But like I said, who knows? It's anybody's guess if EA is going to really, if the game's going to be exactly how EA says. So right there, square did get bumped, so it might not get open as we want to. But they just don't even register him. You're still able to actually just throw that, which is pretty wild. So that's why that setup is really viable. So also a couple other things. Man coverage, if you're getting straight out man, this is actually a good play too. So what I like to do is take X, put them on the in route. Smart route is in route. And you can take R1 and actually put them on the option route. Oh, not this way, excuse me. So whatever way to this field. So we'll take triangle, put them on the option route. So now we actually have pretty much a 4-way read when it comes to man coverage. And you can either run it like this, or you can take that guy and motion him out. So what's going to happen is that this crosser is actually going to push back that deep half safety on that right side. So you actually could potentially split man coverage if you get, of course, good animations and everything like that. So it's Adam Thielen, so you just might. So what I was trying to tell you is that, well, right there, it's a little contested, but normally you're going to be able to split that guy. It all depends on the animation, if they're present or not. All that matters, but that's normally how it works. Now, if you don't like making that read, you can always run a simple combo like this. Now, this will beat every single zone coverage, of course, in the game. And it also will shred man coverage. They have to put man with purples if they want to stop this concept. Of course, you guys know that already, because wherever the user goes, you'll just throw it opposite, obviously. So there's that combo that's always good. So if they're running a man coverage, with a too high safety, you can just literally just run that one as much as you want. And so you're going to force them to have to play a man coverage style that looks, something like this, to stop that little crosser, and they'll just go user, something themselves. So that's whenever I like to pull this setup out. Normally I find the most success out of it. It all just depends. Now Stokes will be able to just keep up with Adam Thielen, so I don't expect it to get open versus Stokes. But it all depends on who your opponent has and who you're running the scheme with. I like running it with the Vikings, but you definitely don't have to. But what I was trying to tell you is that that third is just pretty much useless out there. And you see he's going to be able to just blow right past them. So yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. It just depends. Now, last thing I want to talk about is cover 2, because there is a way you can bomb cover 2 for a one-play touchdown. And I want to make sure I mention that before we get into gameplay. And you can bomb cover 4 drop 2 as well. So all you need to do is take X, put them on the in route, smart route is in route. So it's pretty much the same setup as man coverage. Honestly, that's the best way to put it. This play right here can bomb cover 2 because Circle's going to push that that middle third back. Hold on, I think I messed up right here. I think I needed to put let me see something real quick. So I think I needed to put okay, this right. So you want to take Circle, put them on the in route, smart route. You want to take X, put them on the out route, smart route is out route, and now you want to motion them across. Now we should be able to bomb cover 2, because what's going to happen is that in route is going to actually glitch out that mid read. That's the way it's supposed to work. Let's see if we get it right here. So notice how the mid read gets glitched out, and then now we have all that room to throw it. There we go. I knew I was messing up the setup. So I'll show you that one more time. And then after that, we'll probably go ahead and dive right into gameplay after I show you cover 4 drop. So let's go to cover 2 one more time. Let's spy these 3 guys right here. And I'm just buying them just so I can have time. So again, if you want to bomb cover 2, your opponent's in some type of cover 2, whether they're zone dropping or not. Take Circle, put them on the in route, smart route it, and then smart route X's route. And you want to take square, go ahead and motion them across, or motion them out. Now I'll show you this will work without zone chucks. Now the first time they did zone chuck, of course, just wanted you to know that they did zone chuck. So now I'm gonna show you what it looks like if they don't zone chuck, and just look how open it gets. Now I threw that ball way too late, but you can tell we still had a whole lot of room to split those safeties. You want to make sure you throw that ball a tad bit earlier. Now, last thing I want to talk about is how to bomb cover 4 drop. Now, cover 4 drop, you should be able to bomb. You can actually bomb this using the same setup as cover 2. So I'll just show you that right here. So this is the same setup for cover 2. Now, you just want to take that guy and motion him out. I'm spying somebody just so I can have time, because I don't want to run this play 3, 4, 5 different times. So kind of watch him and notice how, oh wait, can we get that? Okay, I think if we leave that crosser, it might get a little bit more wide open. I believe there is a way to get it more wide open than that. We should just be able to smart route his route. No. Can we get it more open than that? I think I have to run it this way. Let me see something. I think if we run it this way where we flip it, it should get more wide open now. So let's go to cover 4 drop real quick. And now this is the last time I'm running it, because you can use the first way to bomb it. I believe this way just gets it open a lot more. Does it? It looks about the same, but you can tell you can still bomb it. You can run either one, but let's go on and dive right into this gameplay. So here we go. We are facing off against the Chargers. Now, it's extremely rare to actually even face off against the Chargers. I think I could probably count on my hands how many times I've actually played the Chargers this year, and it's probably only about 4 times if I had to guess. Now, the problem with the Chargers is that they just aren't they aren't really a high caliber team, just because like their receiver core is good, but it's only good on like a next gen type of console. It's not good on current gen, because current gen is still based on speed, because they built this game around Madden 21 when they made Madden 22 for current gen. As you guys know, for next gen, they kind of updated a lot of things. Now, right there, you guys are probably screaming at me that I missed a 1-play touchdown, and I did. And the problem that I have when I play this game, I like to I give a lot of respect to my opponent more than I should, and that's why I don't consider myself to be, just godlike at this game or just extremely good. I consider myself decent, and the reason I consider myself decent is because I understand how the game works, and I understand concepts, and I know how to put together concepts to actually win games. So the problem is that I miss a ton of reads deep. That is my problem. You guys know, if you guys been watching my channel for a while, you guys know sometimes I miss deep. I miss those reads deep because I give a lot of people more credit than their what's due. So, for example, what I mean by that is he basically right now he's playing cover 4 drop and he's using a safety. Now, when I play cover 4 drop and I use a safety, I like to put the opposite safety in a deep third, so that way I have full mobility to cover the field. Now, I have to. A lot of times I forget. People don't think like me, you know. So people will actually leave that spot vacated, you know, and that's something I just honestly forget, you know. I forget that people don't, you know, use their head completely when they play Madden. They just kind of, you know, there's people who do. I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just kind of speaking about the masses. There's people who don't truly use their head. For example, like if you're using that quarter, then who's going to be responsible for a streak by the tight end? You. Now, technically, I should just be reading between X and square if he's using that quarter, right? So I just should be reading his user. Like right now, I should have hit X. You know what I'm saying? So that's my fault. So the reason why, you know, it's hard for me because me personally, as you guys know, if you guys are my day ones, you guys know I tell you guys you want to make sure you read opposite the user, because all of my route concepts I do are not to target where the user is, it's to target where he's not at, you know. So if he's on the left side of the field, I have a right side dot. If he's on the right side of the field, I have a left side dot, if that makes sense. So the unfortunate thing with that is that if he's using somebody deep, then sometimes I just forget to actually make a read on that and seeing if he's actually, you know, adjusting to what he should be adjusting to and not giving himself up for one play touchdown. And that's something that, you know, it's actually really hard to work on, but it's something I want to work on, you know, definitely want to work on. But it's hard because my setups are really good and they're good at, you know, hitting the intermediates for like, you know, 10-15 yard gains at a time and stuff. I don't really have a, you know, I don't really like going to the chunk plays unless I just know for a fact, you know, and I see it with my own two eyes what you're doing, which is sometimes that's just, you know, sometimes I don't do it all the times as I should, you know. But right here I'm actually reading between square and circle, seeing where the user goes, and I'm looking at square and all of a sudden I just eat the dirt and I'm like, whoa, what happened? And they just let Linval Joseph just go crazy for a second right there. So, and it's crazy, I think I double teamed him, but that might have been last play I'm thinking about. But anyway, started 6, and the reason why this offense is so good is because if they're not expecting a run, you can literally just sneak and get about 6, 7, 8, even 9 yards off a run, even if it looks like the set they're in could stop the run. If they're not shooting that gap with the user, you can actually pick up at least about 5 yards every single time. Now, this setup right here, now, I didn't use this setup right, but this setup is designed to hit quick. So watch square, so I could have hit him right there, could have lowballed it, but I was looking at circle, and I believe I still could have threw circle. Now, right here was completely my fault. I should have definitely threw that ball out, but what I was thinking was I didn't think that hook zone would actually follow him. I thought they would just stand there, but that was definitely my fault. 1000% my fault. If anything, I should have playmaker him up, but I thought what was gonna happen was that hook zone was gonna come to me. You know, when you click R3, the R3 stick in, they come. I thought that was gonna happen. That's why I playmaking them that way. But all in all, stupid read by me, just really dumb. I should have threw the ball out of bounds, but he does end up scoring, you guys can tell. And so right here, we just gotta, you know, we gotta battle back, man. You know, I'm good for one dumb reading game. That's one thing I learned about myself. I'm good for one just absolutely stupid reading game. But right here, I had circle. I don't know. I was looking at square the whole time, but by the time I got my eyes back, I didn't trust it. I thought I could just, you know, split the little gap and actually pick up about 3-4 yards on the slide. But yeah, Joey Bosa was having none of that. And like I said, I was actually looking for the bomb that way because I was hoping that I can actually bust his match coverage. I knew he was playing cover 4 match. But anyways, this right here is going to be a match killer as well. So just take an X, put him on the streak, square on the slant. And like I said, this is good versus every single zone in the game. Now, I could have lowballed circle. Not lowball. I could have threw it underneath circle. I make that read all the time. I just didn't throw it, but I did get a nice little playmaker here. And that's what's cool too. So if you drift a tiny bit to the right in the pocket with this setup, you can actually grab that guy on the outside and playmaker him up. Now, sometimes, depending on which match coverage they're in, that quarter will match that running back. So just be very careful. So like I said, I should have just threw the circle route. But sometimes, you know, I don't always play my best games. This is definitely one of those games where I just didn't play my best game, you know. And also one thing, it's really hard. Now I'm not making excuses or anything, but it's really hard when I keep playing with different schemes and new schemes. Just because, you know, it's one of those things where you keep trying new things and I don't know, you know, like I have to figure out if I like it or not, and if I want to do a video on it. And because there's been some formations where I played a game and I just didn't like it, you know, just didn't really like the formation, even though it's kind of meta. I just didn't really like it. So for example, so I'm recording this a day after this game, and actually before I recorded this video, I started to actually get some gameplay for another video, and I was gonna do bunch wide flex. But I didn't know what playbook I wanted to run it with because they have about 5 different playbooks for bunch wide flex. Because I really like bunch wide flex, but when I was playing in the game, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. You know, it wasn't that I was losing or anything by any means. Like, we were having a good game, but it's just I didn't really like it. It's not as explosive as I like it to be. Now there's definitely some good plays. It's just not. It's not those super explosive high plays that I like. So I just kind of like, I really just quit out. Honestly, I think it was like 14-21, I believe it was something like that, and I had ball, and I think I got three and out. Excuse me. I think I got a 3 and out. Well, technically 4 and out because I went for it on 4th down. Didn't get it, and I just wasn't liking the gameplay. And I just quit out. You know, so that's what I said. Like, you know, a lot of times I will quit. I have zero problems quitting games because I'm not on here to grind. Now I thought about just doing a little series, or I still might, where I do a series. This is a setup I was telling you guys, so it's really good versus those zone drops. But I thought about doing a series where I kind of just see how many games I can win. I thought about it, but I don't really play this game enough to do that, you know. So basically, I play this game enough to just I like to sit in practice mode. That's where I have my fun at on this game. I know it sounds wild, I know it sounds crazy, but my fun comes from practice mode and the play now, you know, from testing out different schemes and seeing how they work. And then from that way, once I have a really good idea of, because to me, I know exactly how users are going to play. You guys probably know too. You know user tendencies, or if you don't, it's probably because you haven't paid attention to it. But you know what users will typically do, because everybody does the same thing on this game when they user somebody. You know, even from the pros all the way down to people who just pick up the controller stick. You know, they all have a pattern. You know, so it's really just understanding user patterns and putting plays designed to make that, you know, to make it hard on them to have to choose something. So that's why I said my fun, quote unquote fun, comes from practice mode. I love getting in practice mode, kind of trying out different things, seeing how they work, and that's what made me start doing YouTube. Because actually, if you guys know a dude named Pop Jr., you guys might not know him, but he did YouTube, and a long time ago, probably around, it was Madden 20. He did a formation on the formation that I was running, because I used to watch YouTubers. You know, I was just like you guys, I used to watch YouTubers. But he did a formation on something I was running. It's right here. Harrison Smith is gonna stop him from getting the first, man. But he did a formation on near close flex, right? And that was my favorite formation to run at the beginning of Madden 20. So right before I started running U trips, because I started running U trips around November. So right when August, September, October, I was running near close flex. I was like, man, this formation is really glitchy, you know, and like, I had gotten practice mode, so I knew how to bomb different coverages and stuff like that. So he put out a video on it, and I had commented, and I was like, hey, you know, like I gave like a couple setups that I really love, and then somebody said, hey, why don't you make a YouTube video about it? And I was like, YouTube video? I was like, I always thought about it, and they were like, yeah, you should. And then I had, you know, people started commenting more on my comment. I was like, all right, you know what, bet I'm gonna make a YouTube video about it. So what's crazy is that was my first YouTube video I ever did, and it's actually one of my best that I put out, as far as like, you know, the most attention it got, as far as views, likes, and all that, which is crazy because like that was my first ever video. So like, it's, to me, I look at it and I'm like, man, that's terrible, you know. I really put that out, but not like the information was terrible, just like, you know, like the thumbnail, the setup, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty terrible, and people still rocked with it. I was like, wow, they rock with it, okay, cool. So that's what gave me the confidence just to keep going. And so long story short, man, I get my fun from just trying out different formations, seeing how they work, you know, like giving you guys, you know, bomb plays, giving you guys dots up and down the field. You know, that's where my fun comes in. I don't really have fun when I play like online, if that makes sense. I know that sounds crazy, but and the only reason why I don't really have fun like that is just because this game just plays, you know, so bad, honestly. So right here, thankfully, we are going to be able to get the pick. I have no clue why he threw that. He should have definitely threw that ball out of bounds. Pat Pete does not want to go down. About to cost a fumble, look like. But so yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but like I said, I don't get my fun from just playing a game like online. That's why it's honestly why I stepped away from MUT this year. Because I played MUT every single year up till this Madden. And this Madden, I told myself, I was like, you know what, I'm not playing MUT this year. I was like, oh, right there, I was so mad because I tried to go straight outside, but they gave the whoever that was an animation to actually grab me. Yeah, unfortunate right there, because I could have had an easy touchdown. But hope you guys are looking at the setups and everything while I kind of talk, because I do like to talk to you guys. I like to feel like I'm talking directly to you. Yeah, so right here I put him on a slant because I noticed he was zone dropping his user a lot. Well, he was zone dropping out there to account for that crosser. So I was like, okay, what if I run a slant? But then I actually noticed, like, hey, he's actually going to play all out man. So I was like, okay, if I throw this ball correctly, he shouldn't be able to get a pick, which he didn't because he came too low on his user. So anyways, yeah, man, I don't really like to play MUT, honestly, and the reason why I learned I don't is because on MUT you kind of have to sit there and grind, because I refuse to spend money on the game. So that means either you're gonna spend your whole bank account on the game, or you're gonna grind all day to make sure that you can compete. Because what I learned is that on MUT, you have to be a certain overall, you have to have certain cards to be able to compete. You know, like you have to be a certain overall. You know, you can't just be some, you know, 80 overall and think you're good, you know, or think you're gonna be okay, because they're gonna match you against those 94 overalls, 95s overall, and they're not gonna care what overall you are, you know. They're gonna be like, either you get better at the game or you stop playing. That's almost what they'll say. And I just, you know, one thing I learned is that I can't play Madden for too long. You know, that's something I finally figured out about myself. I was like, you know what? My problem, the reason, because I used to let Madden get me so mad. You guys might say, real, it's just a game. Why you let it get to you so much? And yeah, you're right. You know, it really is just a game. But when you're competitive and you're super competitive and you've always been competitive, it's really hard to treat something just like a game, you know, especially if it's football. Because I grew up playing football, played football at a college level for 2 years, and I played every single year through high school. I actually won state championship in high school. I actually was on my senior year. I was on second team All-State, I believe, at running back, and I was second team All-State on defense. But right there, I didn't see that mid-read. I thought I was going to be able to just throw it out there, but I didn't see the mid-read. That was my fault. So that was the second pick I threw that was completely 100% my fault. But yeah, in high school, I was, you know, I was second team All-State for running back, and I was second team All-State for basically like a slot cornerback slash safety. It all depended on what formation it was in. So our school, we did it different. So like if they were in an under center formation, then a lot of time I was like outside linebacker, essentially. That's what I was. But if they was in a spread set, then I was pretty much like a nickel corner, essentially. That's how they pretty much used me, because I covered the slot receivers. So I did both. But yeah, man, I know it sounds crazy. Oh, right here, I just want to show you guys some defense too, because I don't know, I really love this dime normal defense. I just want to kind of show it off real quick, just because it's really good, man. It's a really good high pressure defense. It's right there, you see he got a wide open dot, but the problem is that, you know, when you have Everson Griffin, you have all these other guys who's going to create some havoc back there. It's going to make it really hard to deliver any type of strikes. But yeah, last thing I'll say about the Madden situation is that I don't find the joy in just sitting here playing this game all day like I used to when I was a kid, and that was only because I played offline, you know, playing against the CPU, which used to be really fun. You guys know when they had the little mini camps and they had all that stuff to where it really just felt like you were a part of the NFL, you know, like you truly had that feeling. But they just can't seem to replicate that anymore. Look at this. Look at this. How? How? I know it's Mike Williams, but goddamn. Fuck, I'm using that perfect. You know, I even baited it like I was going down, and he threw it anyways. And I lit up and just didn't get an animation. But anyways, man, yeah, man, I just don't enjoy playing online like that, you know, like, because it truly frustrates me when you know, EA is giving people stuff, because I cannot stand that, you know. Like, if you're gonna dime me up and down the field, cool, you know, like if you like this right here, like I said, if you're gonna do this all up and down the field, okay, cool. You know why? Because I blitzed that guy, so he should be able to throw that. That's a great read, you know. Now we're playing a chess game, you know. And this is what I like. I love this type of stuff, you know. Like, I love playing chess. What I don't love is if I have somebody right there and he's gonna throw it right there and I do not get a pick. You know, those are the type of things. So, like I said, you know, that's you know, that's how I like playing Madden. You know, I like playing the chess matches. You know, if I blitz some guy and he throws it where my guy's blitzing, okay, cool. If I got the guy in the wrong zone and he exposes that, cool. You know, but what I have a problem with is people who, you know, like I said, it'll be animation based. They'll just throw it up like the Mike Williams catch you just seen. Those are things that just really frustrates me, because I feel like you just shouldn't be given those, you know, because it's Harrison Smith versus Mike Williams. So in any way, no matter what, it should at least been a incompletion at the worst, you know, especially if we both click on the user. But Madden doesn't reward those type of things no more, you know. But it's just animation, you know, and I try to, you know, essentially that's why I backed off the game, because I was like, you know what, I finally learned. I was like, okay, I can't play this game every day, because if I play this game every day, it's gonna put me in a terrible mood for the whole day, because I really get upset when I'm getting cheated. Like, honestly, like, that's why my name is Rage Real, because I really get upset. Like, I used to, like, I'm not anymore, but I used to get really upset when I would get cheated, and I know I'm getting cheated, and then I would feel like the person thinks they're better than me. That's another problem I had. I guess you can call it arrogance, you know. But I hated somebody thinking they're better than me, you know. Like, I really couldn't stand it back then. Like, I'm a lot better with it now, you know, and I understand that things just happen, you know. Like, you know, maybe they just did get the better of me that game, you know. Like, I'm more understanding to it now, but back then, And when I say back then, it's not even that long ago, you know. It's just hard, man, you know, because like when I know they're getting blessed and then they just want to act like, you know, they're just really, really good and all that, like they're just gonna completely be oblivious to the fact that they're getting blessed. That stuff used to absolutely drive me crazy. Because it's like, bro, you know you're getting blessed, and now you're gonna sit there and try to taunt, and you're gonna act like, you know, you're gonna try to talk trash, like you just did something, you know. And like I used to never know how to handle that, you know, but now I know how to handle it now. But I think it's something that everybody goes through, to be honest with you. So if you are going through it, if you kind of sound like me, what I suggest you do is kind of try to play less games a day, or as soon as you realize the game's pissing you off, just literally get off. You know, don't rage quit off. Just get off. You know, like get off without raging. Because if you get off when you rage, you're probably gonna be tempted to get back on to kind of like, you know, not be so mad, and then you're probably just gonna make it worse. So that's what I suggest, man. If the game's making you mad, just step off for a second, you know, and understand that sometimes the game just goes, you know, sometimes the game is gonna BS. You know, that's what you have to understand. It's not always gonna go your way, sadly, you know, and what you guys understand that. But you know, I just wanted to kind of elaborate on why I just don't really play the game like that, you know. Now my website is just about done. I've finished the testing phases. Now I'm just doing final tweaks, and everything will be up and running. Hopefully in about the next video or two, I'll be able to start rolling that out to you guys, because I actually want to do like a CFL, and everything's going to be, you're going to be able to sign up through my website, and you will earn like points for signing up, and you'll understand that here when I release everything. But that's what I want to do. I want to actually create a CFL for, so those of you guys that's been asking me to play you, this will be the perfect chance to play me, is through CFL, you know, because I really don't want to load up in a play now type of game, you know, because I really, like I said, I don't really enjoy playing this game for fun, but I love playing you. I would love playing you guys, so I would rather just play you in the CFL, because that's fun to me. I love CFLs. You know, I love the whole fantasy draft, or just picking a team. You know, I just love the micromanage. You know, I love that part of it. So if you guys want to play me and you're interested in it, please make sure you stay on the lookout for the website, and you know, for signing up and everything. That's what I suggest, because I really want to play you guys. You know, I'm so thankful for you guys that check out my videos. I love you guys. You know, seriously, man, y'all are a true blessing. Y'all are the whole reason I even started doing this, man. And I took 2 years on this website, and I know you guys are gonna love it. Like, I know for a fact, because one thing about me you guys might not know, or you may know, is that I'm a perfectionist, or I try to be a perfectionist, I should say. So that means that everything I do, I try to make sure it's top tier, it's top notch, it's, you know, it's perfect, essentially. And this website, I've took 2 years to dedicate, and I'm still finding myself tweaking this, tweaking that, tweaking this, tweaking that, and I'm just about done, because I understand if I keep tweaking stuff, I'll never release it to you guys, because I'll just keep editing, updating, and, you know, fixing stuff. And, you know, at some point, I gotta release it, you know, and that's where the point I'm at now. And I'll constantly be making updates to it, but I'm just excited, man. I'm excited. So right here, actually, I was actually playing around, because I never do these type of blitzes. I always wanted to, but I love the way it was looking. So look at this. We're just going to get automatic pressure, because it's just a numbers blitz. It's not nothing glitchy. I know the most it's going to block is 5 or 6, so I'm just going to go ahead and send 7. I had to count, make sure I was sending 7. But I'm going to send 7 just in case he actually blocks his running back. And if he doesn't block his running back, then I'll get 2 free. So notice what happens right here. He sends 5 out, and just look. So we're going to get double edge heat, and then we're basically going to force him to make a quick decision. And then, you know, we're going to get the ball back, man. So that's how I love playing defense, you know. I love to just, you know, it's not always about the glitches, but if I see the glitches, then I'll tell you guys about it. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.